I'm Jim, and I'm a gardener here at the Mendocino Coast Botanical Gardens. And today we're in the Dahlia Garden, and we're going to talk a little bit about maintaining your dahlias. And the main thing is deadheading. And deadheading is basically just removing the flowers and picking up the petals and stuff. And the reason it's important to deadhead your dahlias is that, first off, it's kind of unsightly when the flower petals start to fall, and if the petals sit on the leaves, the petals have a lot of moisture in them, and it causes a fungus and will make brown spots on your leaves. And when the leaves are turning brown and they're not photosynthesizing, so it's best to keep the petals off the leaves and keep the leaves green. So here I've got some, I guess you'd call them needle nose pruning shears. And you want to come up and, like you can see here, that this one is all falling apart. And we'll just take that down and cut it above the next leaves or node and get rid of that. And it's kind of a big job in our garden here. Some days I'll come out and I'll pick 600 flowers at a time. It's a pretty big job. So, and then there's always the problem with the leaves falling on, the petals falling on the ground. We want to pick them up, keep them picked up, just because they're kind of unsightly and might be bugs and stuff that want to live underneath of them. Another important reason why we want to pick up the petals is that when you're deadheading, and if you do this every day, you'll go and you'll remove the flower and the petals off of there. Now the next morning, or the next time you come back, all you have to do is look where fresh petals have fallen, and that's a clue that all you have to do is look up and you'll find the flower, which is the one that needs to be picked. As soon as that flower loses the first petal, it's already ready to be picked, because at the end of the day, this one may have lost half of its petals, and it just makes that much more work for you to do. So it's better to deadhead them sooner rather than later. So you can see here that these plants are pretty big and pretty thick, and then we have the problem of reaching back into here to get it the ones back there to deadhead. And you'll do more damage to the plants by walking in there than by staying out and using a different method. So I came up with a new tool. This here, this is a grape harvesting tool. Actually, I guess you'd call it a little scythe or a little sickle. This one has a serrated blade, so it's got teeth in it. I've tried both the straight-edged blade and the serrated one, and the serrated one seems to work better. Also, I've taken a piece of plastic conduit, drilled a hole in it, put a little nail through there, so now I made it into a long-handled tool. And this makes it a lot easier. You can reach farther, or you can reach down into the plant. You can cut stuff off there, just like that. So this tool works pretty good. And then I came up with a better idea. Since we have to pick off all these petals, and we used to do it by hand, just kind of go in there and fluff them off like that, got kind of tired of that. So we'll show you the other thing we've got. Okay, so this is the preferred method for deadheading a bunch of dahlias. What we've got is an ordinary shop vac, and that's really good for picking up the petals off the ground. And sometimes you can just walk over the flowers and just pull them right off of there. It's a lot quicker and it does a pretty good job. On top of that, I've got a blade. That's a blade off of a box cutter or a utility knife, and it made a slit into the plastic tube, inserted that blade, put on a hose clamp, and wrapped some electrical tape around it. So I'm going to turn this on. It's going to make a little noise, and we'll show you how good this works. Make some noise. Okay, that cleaned up that plant pretty nicely. You can see how quick the petal came off the ground, and I picked the flowers which needed picking, and we'll come by tomorrow or the next day or whenever, and whenever you see petals laying on that plant or on the ground, that's the spot you start in working. So this is a Diabrotica beetle. It's green with black spots on the back. Some people think it's a green ladybug, but it's not. It's a pest, and they really like dahlias. Another good reason to deadhead them is that they like to live in the big, old, mature dahlias, which are the ones which we're deadheading. And by removing the old flowers, you're getting rid of a lot of those bugs. So that's just one more reason why it's good to deadhead your dahlias.